Hello, welcome back to my channel. Here, we don't do theory but apply financial concepts for your own good. I'm Elena Mernik. I'm an experienced banker, and my whole life I've learned, and I'm happy to share with you what I know that really works. I did not inherit any fortune from my parents or my grandparents, nor do I have a wealthy aunt who supported me. I come from a middle class family in Eastern Europe where the education I received was to study well in school, get good grades in order to have a good job. This is what the financial education received was largely reduced to, and I did not see a different approach in school than the one in which you learn to become a good employee and thus measure your success in life. This point of view consists in affording in life only as much as your salary is. But can you imagine how difficult it is to make $1 million or €1 million when you live in Eastern Europe and the salaries are 5 to 10 times lower than in Western Europe or USA? Besides, you don't have 10 lives to live to accomplish the same thing that somebody else does who live in just another side of the globe. But you only have one. I had one life. Deep down in my soul, I knew that I wasn't going to follow my parents' model, but I believed that I can do better than relying on one job. I was in my 20s when I changed my mindset and was the best thing I have done in my life. Back then, I was following the model. Not just I had good marks in school, but I was the best. I got hired in the bank and I afforded to have 5 days in a five stars all inclusive hotel in Turkey for my holiday. I was thrilled. For me, it was awesome, just living the best time of my life. But that was all I could afford after working an entire year. Around me, there were families with children that were staying 14 days in the resort and were having 4 or 5 holidays a year. I also wanted this for me, and I have it today, 15 years later from that moment. This is me back then, happily as I could be. So, what changed my life? It was a book. I was reading back then a classical one, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Most of you probably know this book. Now, here is not about reading a book, but it's about applying what Kiyosaki was saying. I totally recognized my dad into the person of the poor dad who was guiding me to get a stable job, follow the traditional path, and retiring with pension. I was excellent at doing it, and I still am. Actually, what I'm about to say is revealing for young people who are having their first jobs and think how to find a way to become wealthier. Now, see, the rich dad from the book had an independent thinking. He built a business empire and was buying assets that were making money for him. The fact that he dropped school didn't make him a model for me, as I believe that you should never stop learning in this life. But the vision he had and the way he was making money had become my model, and I started applying it. You may be wondering, how was I applying the plan? Exactly how Kiyosaki was saying. Always spend money to purchase assets that appreciate as opposed to those who depreciate. These assets are real estates, stocks, shares, side hustles, business. What is defining them is the fact that they put money into your pocket, unlike liabilities that take money out of your pocket, lose value over time. This should be avoided, especially in the years where you're trying to build yourself up. Let's go with a deep diving into the concepts so you can get a better understanding of what should you invest your money into and how. Most of the people, when collecting their salary month by month, they start spending most of the money. For example, buying a car, is it an asset or is it a liability? Let's think. A new car always has a higher price than the one in the second-hand market. So the next moment you have bought the car, the price you can take is usually lower than what you had paid for. Again, you need money for the fuel when using your car, you need insurance, and you need revisions and services. So it's not putting any money into your pocket. Instead, it's taking from it. Did I want to buy a car from my salary? Oh, yes, I did. I sure did. But did I? No, I didn't. Did I want to buy a house for me? Oh, yes. But a house is not generating any money. Instead, you end up investing into your comfort month by month and you're not getting any wealthier. The situation is completely different when investing in a house for rent. Though I didn't have the money to invest in a house, I made a mortgage and bought the house, my first important asset. And then I changed the destination of the house into a commercial one. Like this, I got a higher rent, and from the rent, I was paying for the mortgage. Today, the mortgage is already paid, and all the rest is just the passive income for me. Taking the first step is the hardest, but you can make it, as I did too. There is no such way as get rich easy and fast, but getting rich can be achieved if following the formula with discipline. Follow me and my videos, and you'll see various approaches in the financing world that can be very inspiring for you. I believe every Tuesday, one video. Most people consider that conventional job from 9 to 5 is the only realistic way to financial security. But relying purely on your job might just not be the best thing to do. Your income and your portfolio should be diverse. It's okay to have a job. I also have. But do more than just a job. Grow your assets. And don't put all your money into one asset for risk management reason. The very same like rich people do. Give each dollar a purpose and see how the dollar is working for you in the future. Invest your money into creating passive income. The more passive income you have, the freer you will be. If you have found something interesting today here in my video, just give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.